Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Lies official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the Times of Our Lives recap for September 5, 2023, Philip, and the scriptwriters, makes plainly he's similarly as fixated on Chloe as he at any point was. What's more, EJ sixed a professional killer on his mom's alleged executioners. Theresa Donovan caused disturbances, and Sloane had a remarkable idea for one-eyed father Eric. Presently, we should dig somewhat more profound into what occurred. Sarah, Lindsay Godfrey, was pleased when Philip, John Paul Lavoisier, unexpectedly arrived at the Kyriakis mansion because it spared her from having to explain why she wasn't exactly thrilled at the idea of marrying overly eager Rex in the here and now. Despite the fact that Philip, John Paul Lavoisier, was the last person either of them expected to see. In the wake of inviting Philip home, Sarah withdrew from the siblings, passing on Rex to endure Philip's revilement about Chu's wedding that failed Alexander Paul Telfer. That drove Rex to keep thinking about regardless of whether or not Philip was as yet fixated on his ex. Philip denied the charge and demanded that he was entirely adequate at controlling how he follows up on his affections for Chloe, and does he actually care deeply about Chloe. As a matter of fact, Philip promptly conceded that he was still blindly enamored with his ex, yet have no apprehension he won't begin pursuing her. What's more, he has no designs to separate her and Xander. All things considered, when Philip ran into Chloe, knew off a convo with Nicole, I live in a glass house, yet at the same time tossed stones Walker, in the town square and saw that she was looking out for Xander, he made a point to say several a sharp goodbye. At Bayview, Ava, Tamara Braun trusted in Harris, Steve Burton, that she'd recalled that Susan Banks endured the blast that probably taken his life. Turns out she's not liable for the demise of EJ's mom, a disclosure that could have driven EJ to put a ban on the hits he requested on Ava and Xander. Sadly, EJ stays unaware, and the recruited executioner had the option to invade the famously problematic psychological well-being office without any problem. In a battle mano a mano, Harris was able to gain the upper hand, but Ava got her hands on some cold steel and pumped out the lead. However, who precisely did she hit? Off her argumentative non-gathering with Brady, Theresa had a significantly more unsavory cross with Xander, who wasn't excited to see her sorry little ass in Salem once more. When Xander got grabby, Greg Vaughn, stepped in and refereed the two, but he ignored Theresa's request that he get her to talk to Brady. Having been released from Salem College Clinic, Sloane asked that Eric sit tight for her at the Brady bar while she went for a walk to clear her head and endeavor to soothe her feeling of remorse. Sloane ran into EJ, simply missing his bad guy discourse about making his foes pay the consequences, whose efforts to convey his sympathies for her premature delivery immediately reverted into him going after Eric's powerlessness to father a youngster. With that ringing in her mind, Sloane rushed toward her man and drifted the possibility of both of them taking on. Days of Our Lives airs workdays on Peacock, plus in the US. Furthermore, the W organization or worldwide television adaptation in Canada. For more about what's coming up in Salem, look at every one of the most recent days' spoilers, and for a top-to-bottom glance at the show's set of experiences, click here. For more about what's going on your number one cleansers, join the discussion over on our Facebook page, look at our Twitter channel, or search for a report on our Instagram stories. See you next time. On Days of Our Lives, Hope Brady once held the position of top cop. She has of late gotten back to the show and rejoined with Beau just to have their child Sean shoot him to safeguard her. Christian Alfonso, a seasoned daytime star, now has a reason to celebrate and be seen. Furthermore, that is on the grounds that she was brought into the world on September 5, 1963, in Brockton, Massachusetts, and that implies that this much dearest entertainer is turning 60 years of age today. Alfonso held on to fantasies about turning into an expert professional skater, However, a physical issue to her rival leg brought about a difference in vocation. She started displaying, and in the end made the front of lofty magazines like Vogue and Harper's Market. Alfonso immediately changed to acting and made her expert presentation in the 1981 television film The Star Maker. After 2 years, she captured the job of heritage character Trust Williams on the then NBC daytime Cleanser Days of Our Lives. She stayed in the job until 1987, so all in all she sought after other performing potential open doors. Alfonso burned through 2 seasons playing Pilar Ortega on the early evening sequential Hawk Peak, and in 1993 she made her Element film debut in the spine-chiller Joshua Tree. The ravishing star repeated the piece of expectation for a 6-week timeframe in 1990, so all in all she again left, and Trust was assumed dead. In 1994, Alfonso went back to Days, where she remained until the year 2020. Her other acting credits remember visitor appearances for Who's the Chief, MacGyver, Full House, Baywatch, Burke's Regulation, and Companions. She played a common part on Melrose Spot, and for a period, she facilitated a partnered sentiment series called Romantic Tales. Since October 6, 2001, the adored star has been married to Danny Dagenhurst. Alfonso's son Gino, who came from her previous marriage to Simon Macaulay, and Dagenhurst's son Spartan were both raised by the couple, who also have a son named Jack. Cleanser Center might want to wish Christian Alfonso an exceptionally cheerful birthday, and you can as well by tapping on the X connection underneath. EJ Demura has been experiencing nightmares about his mother's death recently, recalling the agony he felt when Susan Banks was first alleged to have died in an automobile explosion last year. He accused Eva Vitali, Tamara Braun, for Susan's passing, and which is all well and good. He does not find consolation in the fact that she appears to be wasting away in Bayview. He obviously needs her long gone, so he concludes she should be killed. EJ plans to go to Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, to finish the work since he is the person who abducted Susan at Eva's command regardless. With Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, about to give birth to his child, Xander isn't sure he wants to make the same mistake twice, even though he will pay Xander a handsome sum. He wants her to admit that he is the father, but she won't. Discussing Sarah and Xander, Sarah knew getting back to Salem for Victor Kiriakis' burial service would be hard, yet she didn't understand how hard. She now understands all of those old feelings after seeing Xander once more. She needs to have a tranquil existence with her kid, and Rex Brady, Kyle Loder. However might it at any point happen when she is as yet sticking with Xander. Sarah considers coming clean with Xander about the child that he as of now thinks. Can she force herself to make it happen? Subsequent to losing her child, Sloane Peterson is as yet persuaded that was karma on a mission to get her for staying quiet about Nicole Walker's child daddy character. Eric Brady, Greg Vaughan, is the dad of her kid and not EJ, and Sloane knows it. She thinks about telling Eric the truth, but she also has to wonder how he will react to her lies. Will she lose him assuming that she comes clean with him? After all that she has had to deal with, Sloane doesn't know she can deal with another misfortune. However, could she at any point deal with the culpability significantly longer? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.